Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. How is everybody doing today? If you're new here, hi, my name is Genesis and I like to post videos about my personal struggle with postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, my recovery of PTSD, and just things that moms enjoy and like to do, which for me is shopping and going crazy online shopping. So if you would like to get to know me better and you would like to come in this journey with me of growth and just overcoming these obstacles that motherhood throws at us, please subscribe and please make sure to give me a thumbs up. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about my hyperemesis diagnosis when I was pregnant. It's very emotional for me, but I'm going to talk about it because I want to share my experience with everybody, and I want you women to know that are going through it that it will get better. And yeah, I just want to share my story, and I want to hear how many women could relate with me. And yeah, so if you're interested and you want to know about hyperemesis and you want to educate yourself, which I suggest a lot of women should, stay tuned. Okay, so here we go. So like I said on my other video, I found out I was pregnant when I was really like early. I was probably like 3 or 4 weeks when I found out I was pregnant. Oh no, it's okay, mama, it's okay. Okay, I said I was gonna stop saying but yeah, so I found out I was pregnant when I was 3 or 4 weeks pregnant. Okay, there was nothing in my uterus. It was just my HCG. It was my HCG, like the baby was about to come from the fallopian tube to my uterus. That's how early I found out. So the weird thing was that at that early I was already getting nausea, and I never get nauseous that early in my other pregnancies. I'll get nauseous when I'm like around 7 to 8 weeks, not that early. So I started getting nauseous, and then it started to get like severe. So I was already seeing my doctor. I explained a lot about my whole finding out I'm pregnant and the whole process in my other video about pregnancy. But since I was seeing the doctor twice a week, I let him know like how nauseous I was, and I wasn't able to drive or do anything because I would die. And he prescribed to me diclegis, which is a super, I guess, like a really good pill that works really good for women and all this kind of stuff. It did nothing to me. It did nothing to me. So then I was like, that's not working. I'm not even gonna take it anymore. It's not working. So we go back, and they obviously check your weight. I was dropping weight like there was no tomorrow. I probably lost around 30 pounds within the first month and a half of me finding out I'm pregnant. It was horrible. Like, now that I'm aware, now I know what hyperemesis is and everything. I had it my last 2 pregnancies, but not as severe as this pregnancy. This one was, wow, like, they give you like a time frame of when you're supposed to get better. And I remember I was probably like one of the appointments where it got really bad that they sent me straight to the hospital. He told me, oh, it's gonna get better when you're 16 weeks. I remember like sitting there and I was like, 16 weeks, like that seems like eternity for me. Like, I remember breaking down and I was like, well, how am I gonna do it? Hyperemesis is like to the point to where you can't even drink water. I could not even drink water. I had gotten so dehydrated. My lips had like this layer of crust. Like, it was horrible. I do not wish that on anybody. And if you have gone through this, I admire you and I applaud you so much. It's like literally traumatizing. Because of that, I don't want to have any more kids. I don't ever want to have kids. And me and my husband actually were talking about that the other day. So I googled what's my chance of me having it again, and it's very high. And I do not. And it was really crazy because my husband got to see, like with my second baby, we weren't living together yet when I had gotten pregnant. And obviously I would get home and I would just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to sleep and I'm not gonna talk. I wouldn't talk to him all day. I would talk to him in the morning and at night, and that's it. There would be nothing. Like, I couldn't because of my throw up and stuff. So with this one, they took me out. I was always missing work. because of it. And I'm never gonna forget everyone that was supportive through this beginning phase of my pregnancy. And I'm never gonna forget anybody, not forget everybody who was not supportive, everyone who said some stupid comment to me. Like, I had women tell me, well, I don't know why you don't just suck it up and go to work if you know you need it. Your income is needed in your household. Just throw up outside and come back inside. What didn't fit in my head and what still I don't comprehend is that they don't understand. Like, they would talk down to me like if I wasn't fighting to get out of bed every day. They would talk down to me like if I was not struggling to find the strength in me to at least just get up from my bathroom to the freaking toilet to puke. It's when someone is that sick, you don't tell them dumb crap like that. Keep your comments to yourself. If you're like, I remember someone told me one day, like, well, I had that when I was pregnant and I went to work and I worked. I don't know why you can't just get it together. Do you really think that I'm not fighting every single day of my life to get up and find the strength to somehow nurture this baby inside of me? Like, you really think that, like, I don't think these women who say these dumb shit understand or are capable of understanding. Like, okay, if you're gonna tell me that you had this when you were pregnant, then you would literally be tirada in the bed and you wouldn't be able to get up. I was tirada in my bed for 16 weeks. 16 weeks I did not get out of bed. I literally had to get dragged out of bed. I didn't do my hair. I didn't do my makeup. I could not, my bathroom door had to be closed. I could not eat crap. I cannot drink crap. I remember I would take a sip of Gatorade and the only thing that I could eat, like half of the pack, was Gushers and fruit roll-ups. That was the only thing. And that was like further into the pregnancy, not in the beginning. And that's what, it's so amazing to me that I had that, and that I was one of the, my condition was 2%. So if there's only 2% in pregnancies, why are all you women coming at me and telling me that you had that? If you have it, speak up and get help. Stop trying to act like it's the end of the world because you're a victim of how bad pregnancy has gone. I proudly say it. I had really bad morning sickness and I got taken out of work because of it, and I missed work because of it. I'm not ashamed to say that pregnancy kicked my ass. I'm not going to push myself to work and to do things when I know that I'm not 100% there for what, to literally risk my life driving from here to my job because I can't stop puking, because I can't stand the smell of people, because I can't. You can't help that. I tried everything. I tried throw up freaking those throw up candies. I tried all the medication that they could give me, and no, everything. I remember it was just horrible. And I will never forget everyone that was rude to me at that time. Never. And I don't let those people come around me, actually. I've learned to cut them off. This is just disgusting to me. Like, when you're feeling like this. Actually, at the time, me and my really close friend, we actually stopped talking. We ended our friendship at the time. And I don't know if I was offended, actually, that they didn't understand how I was feeling and what I was going through. But thank God that we're both Christian, and we both you know, we're both really we think alike in a lot of ways. We made up. We're back to how we were. It was due to our hormones, but like, just to show you the severity of like how bad it was for me to just hear. If I felt like someone wasn't supportive of me, then it just was not going to work for me at the time. I did everything I could to make sure that my mind state was in the right place. But now back to the hyperemesis. I was in the 2% of that. There's only 2% of women who get it. What else? So I lost 30 pounds. One of the times as soon as I got to my doctor's office, he's like, you know what? You need to go to the hospital because we need to put IVs in you, and I'm going to decide if I'm going to keep you there. It's like, you keep losing weight. And that's what's so amazing to me. And you know what? I was really nervous about getting pregnant because I was chunky. Like, I've been gaining weight. I was big, like big. And I thank the Lord Jesus that I was fat when I got pregnant, because here's my baby in my arms, healthy. She's like at the top of the charts on everything. She grew. She developed perfectly fine. She developed freaking normal. She was growing right on the dot, and I wouldn't eat. I would not eat. I could not hold nothing down. I just couldn't. It's so amazing to me, and it's so freaking beautiful what your own body does for your baby. Like, my body found the way to nurture this child. My body found the way to grow her inside of me while I couldn't eat, and God gave me the most perfectly healthy baby ever. And for that, I am so grateful, and I'm so to me, I like to overlook my life, and I like to overlook certain events in my life, and I've in every one of my pregnancies, I have learned something. It has taught me something. I have sat down and I've reflected, and I've learned. Each and every single one of my pregnancies has taught me something. And I think that you all should do that, because if you pay close attention, God talks to us. God talks to us, and God gives us a lot of, He talks to us. So this pregnancy, I learned the value of immediate family. And I learned the value of when you feel like you're at your lowest and you just can't go anymore, and you feel like you want to give up and you can't do it anymore. There's God to show you otherwise. I remember there would be like those days in between my appointments where I would be like, well, I would be so worried, like, oh my God, I haven't ate. Is my baby gonna be okay? Like, I haven't ate. Like, every time I would go in there, I would say, can I please hear her heartbeat? Can I please hear her heartbeat? And he would let me, because he knew that, well, just seeing her was gonna bring my spirits up, you know. And yeah, like I would hear her heartbeat, and I'll be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. But I'm not gonna lie and say that it was always pretty and it was always easy for me to be like that, because I did reach some days where I just wanted to give up. I did have days where I was like, I don't want to be pregnant anymore, and I regret it from the bottom of my heart. But that's how bad it was, that I would tell God, like, oh please, like, please just let me have her already, or do something to help me, because I don't want to, I can't do this anymore. It got to the point to where I couldn't even smell the scent of my husband laying down in bed next to me. I had to put pillows in between us. I just wouldn't eat. It was the most horrible thing that I have ever experienced. And I hate throwing up. Like, throwing up is one of, like, on the top of my list of, like, my fears. That is, no, like. And then, well, I wanted to talk about, too, that they prescribe Zofran to you. That's the only pill that's left at the end to help you. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. I took it, like, for one day. You wanna look at yourself? I took it for one day. I read everything, and I was like, no, I'm not. And that's why, and it kind of helped. It didn't really help. It just kind of helped a little. I didn't take it no more. I would only take it, like, let's say, like, I had to go to work and I was, like, about to puke my life up. Like, I would run and take it, and it would kind of help, but not really. But yeah, not thanks, but due to me losing those 30 pounds, I honestly didn't gain any weight in my pregnancy because of that. I gained 2 pounds. That's it. Because of me losing that fat that I had of, you know, those 30 pounds, I regained it back up, and there. And I only gained 2 pounds. Which is fine. Because she was fine. She was born 7 pounds, 7 ounces. You know, she was perfectly healthy. And yeah, like, the only medication left was Zofran. I didn't want to take it anymore. I went home and I read, and the side effect to that is your baby could be born with cleft palate. So at this point, I don't know if I said it right. I'm sorry if I didn't. At this point, I was like, am I gonna, when I would take it, that I really needed it, that it was like 3 days that I have only drank water or Gatorade once, I was like, I would make myself take it, because even the taste of that, I couldn't. I would make myself take it, and I remember I would pray to God, and I would tell God, like, you gave me this baby, and I know and I have faith in you that my baby girl is going to be healthy. And yes, we went to that 20-week scan you have where they measure them and everything, and she was perfectly fine. Her little boquita was like a little trompa on the thing, and everything was fine. Nothing was affected. Like, nothing was going wrong. She had 10 toes, 10 like little fingers. She was perfect. She was perfect. And that's my testimony of how real God is. And when God wants to give you something, he's going to give it to you, because there's no way that a baby could fully grow and develop inside of a woman without her properly eating correctly and, you know, staying on top of everything. This time I couldn't eat. I wasn't gonna, I just couldn't. So yeah, if you're going through it, I know it's really hard, and I know it's frustrating, but trust me, like, now there's days where I'm putting her to bed and I just lay in bed with her, and I thank God. I just rub her little head and I thank him, and I tell him thank you for my baby. Or like I'll get memories on Facebook where it tells me like how I'm exploding about my feelings and about my nausea and my throw up and everything, and I'm like, wow, look at me now. I have my beautiful baby that I prayed for in my arms. God is so beautiful. So I just want to encourage you ladies, if you're going through it, it'll get better, and when you have your baby in your arms, you literally will forget about it. You'll forget about that you went through that, but you won't want to go through it again, because like I said, you cannot pay me, you cannot guarantee me anything. I will not ever want to experience that again. Never, ever, and I do not wish that on anybody. Like, no, I just cannot. But yeah, that's it for today. I just wanted to share my hyperemesis story with you guys, and I wanted to explain to you guys exactly what it is. Basically, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't nothing. Everything bothers your like senses of smell, your stomach. You're 24/7. You wake up, you want to throw up. You go to sleep. I remember I would sleep, in the middle of my sleep I would wake up and I'll be so nauseous. I'll be just gagging. It's just throw up. I had my symptoms from 3 to 4 weeks until I was 7 months pregnant. But my belly kept growing. I have pictures of my belly growing. I might insert them in here. Should I put pictures of you in my belly? Yeah. I kept growing. And oh, actually what was so crazy to me, like I said, that I lost all this weight, that she's my first baby that I started showing right away. At 4 months, I had a bump. And I was living the fantasy because I wanted this baby so bad. Like I was so in love that I could show her so soon. I remember I would rub it and I would be like, this is my last pregnancy. Like, yes, I'm going to show it off. I'm going to wear tight clothes. I love pregnant bellies. I just love it. I love the look of a pregnant woman. It's so empowering to me now, even more. And at 4 months, I was already showing that off. Every chance that I could, I would walk around with it hanging out at home. I always dreamed of the day that I was pregnant and I had my own place and I could just walk around freely with my belly hanging out, and I took advantage of it. But that's it. If you guys have any questions, if you're going through it, if you want to share anything with me, if you want to talk, you already know, hit me up through the DMs or through here. I appreciate all of you that reach out to me after I post something and you could relate to me. I love that. I love it. From the bottom of my heart, I love it. And I will always be here for all of you. If you liked it, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. We are almost at my first giveaway. I really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning back in. I appreciate that as well. Stay tuned for my next video. The next one's going to be my labor and delivery. That one's going to throw you guys off. That one's a good one. So you're going to need some hot Cheetos or I don't know what, but that's a good one. And yeah, thank you guys for everything. Please stay safe. Please take care. And most importantly, stay blessed. Bye-bye.